In Plymouth, the local authority is helping to raise awareness of abuse so that people can protect themselves. Here the emphasis is on preventing abuse by enabling people with care and support needs to recognise when they're being badly treated and showing them what to do about it.
Could you be abused at your day service, where you go in the day? One of the things that's come out is that a lot of people don't know things they're putting up with are abuse. So that's probably the biggest learning curve. People think it's okay for people to shout at them because they've got a learning disability. So where can you be abused? Anywhere, yeah? Anywhere. As it's turned out, quite a lot of the people that we train then go back to where they live or go for day centre and act as champions. So they represent the views of other people who can't speak for themselves.
Based on a staff alerters course, Keep Yourself Safe has been run since 2009. The training is co-produced with a paid co-trainer who has learning disabilities.
What it is if somebody don't come, that is a neglect, and it isn't very nice if there's so other people what you are not allowed to do. The reason why I'm here is to talk about all this, and I feel good in myself to talk about it all.
If someone's not treating you with respect, all right, and not giving you choices or hearing...
What's going on today is a course for people who have quite severe learning disabilities, which is something that is a challenge because you have to make sure that the course is run at a level that people are going to get the message.
What I'm perfectly happy with is if everyone by the end of 2 days knows they can say no if someone's doing something to them they don't like. You say, don't touch me, and if they don't listen to you, Christine, what do? Shh. Stop. Shout stop. Brilliant.
This course has now been adapted for others, including older people, those with physical disability and substance abusers. The message is the same, though the delivery can be different.
Where else could you be abused? When I trained people with physical disabilities, I took that course out to them and said, would this be any use to you? And they said no. They actually had their own photos put on there and acted out the scenarios. Nowhere by a stranger. What I've found in older people's residential homes, where I'm starting to work, that it's best not to go in and say you're going to run a training course because they won't come. So the way it started to work is that I've got 2 homes that do debates with their service user groups. And then when I've been along 2 or 3 times, we'll say, do older people get hurt in residential and nursing homes? And debate it that way. You can tell if you want, but you don't have to. Steve, who would you like to come with you?
But is this course value for money? And has it made significant difference?
I think that we would be looking at this from a dignity and respect element. If we are devoting resources to training all sorts of staff, all sorts of levels across the city, we should then extend that to service users. We have seen an increase in alerts from service users themselves, so that shows me that this is a worthwhile project.
Sometimes when you mention physical abuse, someone will say, oh, so-and-so did that to me. Then we'll investigate that. That's quite regular.
We take all alerts seriously. I'm not going to tell you that we believe all alerts, because actually not everything that we hear is true, but we treat all alerts seriously and we investigate to the point where we can put our hands on our hearts and say, actually, we can rule out abuse in this case.
The team in Plymouth believes that the course has given many adults the tools to understand abuse, and they want this type of training to go much further in the city and beyond.
In one of the groups we haven't covered yet are people who are receiving direct payments who are living in the community. So they're quite at risk because they're pretty independent. I think we need to make sure this happens right across the country. And I also think that the more people we train, the less abuse there will be, because if staff or volunteers go to work with people who are saying to them, these are my rights, and if they shout at them, they say, don't shout at me, that's abusive, then they're less likely to be abused. Don't! You shout, stop.